your favorite candy lady, MrsiCandi. I'm here with an impromptu late night live for y'all, right? So my girl Karma reached out to me today and she was like, yo, I have an idea how to save ROAH. Because y'all know the ratings have not been good. And as we've been reviewing it, we've been discussing things that we think could go and things that can say. Well, she sent me a nice little presentation for her boo Candy to save the show. So without further ado, Karma, come on through the stage, girl. Come on through.
Ow, 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 ow. We here. First of all, don't Candy just look like a whole ass entree tonight on Saturday? Like, ow! You better.
I got a little cute one night. I did. I tried.
Come on, like let the girl see. Like she look like a whole entree. She like, listen, I gotta do what I do. You know, be cute tonight. I'm gonna call you when I get done. And look like, stop playing. Come on, girl.
Shout out to Ray, hairstylist, getting me bright, okay, y'all?
Right. Let them know. Let the people know.
Listen, healthy hair is amazing, okay? Listen. It's amazing when it starts being healthy and it's shining and stuff,
Come
y'all.
on now, glowing and stuff. Look at that skin popping.
No makeup. Y'all see that? Wash fresh face.
Period.
The melanin is melanin, okay?
Period.
I'm trying to get me a peach too. Shit.
Come
okay.
So now looking like a whole peach and trying to get one at the same damn time.
Yes. So listen, Karma, I read your thing to my stylist and sister. Like, listen, this is how she want to review. She was like, yo, that will work. Like, I could see the pieces coming together.
Come on now. I have already decided if they want to go ahead and take my idea. I've already like calculated my debt to income ratio and how much taxes he is. So I can go ahead and put up a number to Bravo. Like this is what I need.
Yeah. So
put me in my people's on.
Let's make sure this is documented now. This is Karma's idea. Okay, today's date is June the what?
June the 4th.
June the 4th, 2023. It is 12:40 in the morning. It is a little bit after midnight. Okay, the day just started. Karma is putting her idea out here. I don't want to see people at Bravo just trying to take it and not give credit. This is not a little TikTok thing where you take somebody's dance and you blow up off of it, okay? Karma is not trying to say that y'all can't use her idea. She needs credit, though. Y'all can work with her. Karma is going to be very reasonable because she wants to see one of the pieces actually come out, on top of this. So she's doing this for her team anyway. But I'm gonna need her to get the credit because this does go together. You can tell she has thought about it. The pieces come together. And as I was trying to find fault in it,
it made sense, didn't it though? It low-key made sense.
It did. And a couple of the people that you suggest, I'm interested in knowing about their business. So I would be like,
I got it together.
So come on. Okay, so first of all, tell us why we think we need to revamp ROAH. Like, in your opinion, why do you
boom. So there was a blog that came out. It's on Neighborhood Talk, Shade Room, I believe. One of our major blogs that says the Real Housewives of Atlanta ratings are down. The last episode on Sunday reached an all-time low for live demographics. So this doesn't include the girls such as I who watch them on Peacock. But the live demographic, I think it went from like the first episode, let's say 800,000 to now 600,000. I'm just making up these numbers, but let's say it's a significant dip. And ROAH at one point was pulling in like 1 million live demo people per episode, right? So we're seeing this decline. Last season was right? Like, you know what it is. So there was this blog that came out like within the past 24 hours that said that the Peaches are concerned about whether or not they're going to be able to be recasted for next season. I think it's time for a revamp. The fans think it's time for a revamp. And I just felt like with all of the content creators that I watch, the Twitters, the everything, I think I have just the perfect like mixture to give everybody what they're asking for. The old and the new people, like we need a different host for the reunion, a little bit of everything that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We got the pictures and everything. I'm sitting here right now making sure they organized for my girl because she got the whole plan mapped out. I like when they give you a plan, they give you the visual.
I give you a plan because y'all know I'm in school. You know I'm in school. Like I'm here to give you a plan. I have assessed the needs of the people. I have watched other content creators, and I want to make sure, I shout them out just in case. Jeremy Speaks, DJ Richie Sky. Like I have seen everybody's Scotty by Nature. Everybody's ideas of who they would like to cast, and so I took some that I agree with, and then added on to that. But people have been talking about how they would revamp ROAH. And I think it's important to note that the revamp with ROAH, people have talked about the production team, the cast, Andy Cohen, hosting reunions, a little bit of everything. So I've taken everybody's feedback, different ideas, and I think I have a plan for the congregation and Black Twitter that I'm ready to present.
Okay.
Tomorrow night as I live tweet. I'll live tweet Candy Yams and let her know.
And I'm going to have some clips and I'm going to tweet them just to show y'all the presentation. Okay.
And I'm going to start with who's not going to make it that people think is going to make it. And that's going to be Kim Fields and her wigs. I know that people feel like because she's going through her divorce with Croy that we're interested. I have not forgotten what she has done. Those last seasons where she was saying I think a white woman could not film with other. I haven't forgotten. So I have decided in my ancestral spirit that we will give Kim a cute little 5-episode of a tardy for the party, can't pay for the party, however y'all want to coin it. She can have a cute 5 episodes outside of ROAH because there was an issue with you filming with the Black women. So you can have one outside of that, and Candy and Todd can be your executive producers so Candy can get her royalty for that song that she wrote. So Kim will not make the cut for ROAH next season in my idea of revamp. She won't make it.
So no tardy for the party mixing.
No, she can't even pay for the party right now. That's why she's selling her wigs.
We don't want Big Papa update. We don't want divorce update.
No, it's not that I don't want it. I don't want it off. The last time we spoke to you, you acted like you didn't need ROAH in this Black ass. You won't be coming back here, ma'am. I want you to continue to keep that same ass energy.
Okay.
And you will not come back to ROAH spilling your tea in your story. You need to go back and figure out how to revamp your show so you can spill your tea in your story there.
On your show.
That's just how I feel.
Well,
I think that's fair.
That is fair. Because you didn't want to film with the Black ladies. Why you want to come back to them? I'm with you.
You know what I mean? Not on ROAH, not what you after what you said. No, ma'am, you cannot come back here. Door shut. So Kim Fields, or I say Kim Fields. Lord forgive me.
Zolciak.
Right.
Wrong road.
Her and her wigs cannot come back. They cannot come back.
Zolciak is not coming back. Sorry. No. All right. I didn't want her back anyway. I mean, I understood she's struggling for this check. She really needs this money. So I was like,
she's selling them wigs that she put on her head.
Yeah, she's selling used wigs right now.
And putting them on a website with the lowest amount is $1,500.
You know what though? Seriously, real talk, $1,500 is not a lot of money. I would think for her, how much she's trying to raise, I wouldn't think $1,500 would be that's toilet paper.
But see, who's the audience you're selling to? I don't know what the white demographic is. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen the breakdown with the Black franchises, how many of them are white or how many people love Kim or what her fan base is. But I can't imagine spending $1,500 for a used wig.
No, I don't see fans that are like us spending that kind of money. Like, I don't even see anybody buying it. Like, honestly, I don't know who wants to buy her wigs. I'm sure somebody does. I'm sure somebody's going to buy them. But I don't think that $1,500 is a lot of money. Like, she's having like serious, real problems, and I just don't feel like that's a big bag for.
Well, also considering too that the majority of the ones that watches the Black Housewives, because I'm gonna roll my socks and fold my clothes while I'm talking to y'all, are Black that watches Potomac and Atlanta. What we gonna do with them blonde wigs, Candy?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Who watched Tardy? Because I watched a few episodes, but I didn't watch Tardy. I tried and I couldn't get into it. So
I don't know. I don't know who watched that. I don't know how it got as many seasons as it did, because I truly have not watched not one single episode of Tardy to the Party. So whoever that fan base is, my thought process is the ones that who's gonna buy the wigs, and maybe $1,500 is something she felt would be in their tax bracket.
Yeah, but I was trying to figure out how many wigs she gonna be selling to make that. Anyway.
I think she had I think Carlos King put up like maybe 4 or 5 that she is selling, and that's really cute. And we okay, go ahead with the struggle. However, when you come back with your reboot, that is like, I just feel like Candy and Todd can executive produce that, so that way they can get their money when you did want to pay them. Okay, so here's my thought process.
Okay,
so let's start. Okay, so some of the reviews for ROAH, you have like very divisive fans. Like, divisive fans either want old people to come back or they want a whole total new cast. So I thought we can meet in the middle and give people the old and some of the new.
Okay.
Nene not coming back. Let me be clear. Andy said it out his mouth. He's the showrunner for all of these housewife franchises. He's not bringing Nene back. So you could take that idea off the table. So my thought process was, I think we need 2 veterans on the new generation of ROAH, and that would be Kenya Moore.
Okay, Kenya Moore.
Now, I know what people are thinking. Kenya ain't got no motherfucking storyline. Okay, listen. Here's what I think Kenya's storyline needs to be for the following season. I want to see baby Brooklyn more, but I want to know how it is like co-parenting with the village of Mark Daly. Because let's just talk about it. No, we're not canceling nothing. Listen, Vernell, listen, Vernell. Listen to my idea first before you go there. Okay, so we always talk about co-parenting between the father and the mother. Right. But what about co-parenting with the village? So does nobody pick up Brooklyn that is on Mark Daly's side? What is it like talking to his mother and his family members? What does that look like? I want to know, because I don't co-parent with my children's father per se, but I have to co-parent with his family that does participate. And that can be just as juicy and just as complicated when you're co-parenting with the village. I want to hear that from Kenya, her divorce, her love life, her business, and Brooklyn. How do you feel?
I guess we got to kind of see how that's going to go legally for Kenya, with her going through this divorce and Mark Daly trying to allegedly place some of these barriers for her. Can Brooklyn be filmed often? Is Daly's family willing to be filmed? Like that kind of stuff goes into it as well for Kenya to even to show us her storyline. She has to have willing participants and no barriers. So if she can get that open, that would be very interesting.
That would be very interesting. And I think that should be Kenya's storyline. I think she needs to find a way to tell us, how does Brooklyn see, because we know Mark Daly doesn't want to participate, but what does that look like with the rest of his family? What does the interaction with mom or whoever looks like? I want to know what the rest of that dynamic looks like. I want to look at your divorce, your dating life, and your business. Boom. That's Kenya's storyline. Okay. All right. The veteran, I think that should happen. The second veteran up, and I'm not even a fan of her, but she needed is Portia Williams to come to the fore. We need to know the update of you taking that lady's husband. Now you had that little spinoff that got canceled.
Yes.
So what we need to know now, because you were on the Ultimate Girls Trip on Peacock, I want to know what it's looking like with Simon, especially now that we found out what was her name. What's Fallon isn't working out with Jalen.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff with that. So I know she feels a little vindicated. So I want to know, because I know Portia is in a time of rebranding after people drug her. Gonna bring Portia back now that we know Fallon also ain't shit. So let's bring Portia back to the forefront. Let's talk about the husband. Let's talk about what it was like with having all of this feedback. Let's talk about what's going on with Dennis and co-parenting. What's going on with your family. And Portia and Kenya have natural conflict. We ain't gotta make no shit up. They organically have conflict. And I think because Portia wants to rebrand and Kenya is now a mother, in my Kiki Palmer voice, she's a mother. Kenya hasn't been a villain since Kim Fields. She ain't getting no real fuck shit since Kim Fields season. So ever since she's had Brooklyn, Kenya don't really participate in the bullshit. So I really feel like Portia and Kenya will resolve their beef within the first season.
Okay.
So now we have something old. Where the fans got something they need to have. Okay?
Hold on to the good old things. Old faithfuls. All right.
Okay, now y'all know I'm a Candied Yams fan, but I'm gonna be honest. Can we
go with some honesty? Okay.
Because I need y'all to listen to the whole clip. Don't you cut out no shit where I won't be able to meet Candied Yams. I think Kandi has outgrown ROAH as a cast member. We have literally seen Kandi talk about her baby daddy. She's brought the Mama Joyce. I feel like people, when they say Candy's boring, it's not that she's boring. She's just giving us everything and where she's at right now in her life. Like, it's the same thing, which is the work-life balance, right? Yeah. So I think Kandi needs an elevation. And I believe, because production is also an issue here, we either need to do one or two things. We either need to let Kandi and Todd production company run ROAH, or we need them to co-run with Eric Fuller. Because he's the one, girl. See, look at that smile. Like, he looked like he ain't shit. But here we are. Eric Fuller is now the production team of ROAH and Potomac. So either they need to work together, or we need to give it to Candied Yams and Todd. Now, before y'all start fucking with me, I have looked up Todd's credentials. Okay? Todd's credentials, you got to do one of these. You gotta do one.
Right. You gotta swipe. You gotta. Oh, okay.
Come on, Ron has either been a production manager, or he has been in some parts for certain episodes, from Oprah Winfrey on Super Sundays to BET's Encore to R&B Divas. He's also worked with Carlos King. He's worked on ROAH. He's got a Tony nomination. I mean, his list is long for one or the other, whether he's credited or he's running production management. Todd knows the ins and outs on ROAH. So I really think about it. See, here we go. With the thing, with the emoji. Think for a second. I was on when the magic happened with ROAH from seasons like 2 through, what was it? Maybe, when did he get with Kandi? Like season 6?
So once he started dating her, did he pull out of production?
Yes. Once he started dating Kandi, he pulled out. Okay. But he worked with Carlos King during the magic of ROAH. Okay. He's also worked on Encore and R&B Divas. Y'all don't stop playing Todd like y'all Mama Joyce out here. Todd understands to be in front of the camera, and he understands behind the scenes, because he literally worked when Carlos King elevated ATL, and it ain't been the same since. Yeah. Okay. So I think,
you know what, R&B Divas and Hollywood Divas, I will let them back. And Encore.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really think it.
All. And honestly, like, with those shows, like, let's just be for real, nothing was like planted drama for us.
Nope.
it was like how people will really react in certain situations. That's why some of it was so real. We was like, oh, don't like her. Oh, I like her. Like we was getting that because it was very real moments. So yeah, I can give Todd some credit.
I think Todd can definitely help run production. And here's the thing with Candy Hams. I think Candy understands storyboard and she knows the girls on the show. So I think Candy would be very, very good at pulling the story out of people. Because whether you like Candy or not, you cannot deny that out of all the housewives, including Nene, Candy has given you the most story. We not fit to act like Nene them last couple seasons after she came back from Glee. She had an actual story. She was up here starting mess and being in conflict and going back and forth with the girls. But Candy has always given you stories. She has always given you Mama Joyce, Aunt Bertha, Candy Coated Click, her baby daddy. Like Candy has always given story.
I also feel like because Candy has experience being a housewife, she would know how to talk to housewives. She would know how they feel when they're going through certain stuff. You know what I mean? It gives a different perspective when you're actually dealing with them. Like I've been through this and I've dealt with this and I know how you feel. When she can also help them in certain ways where they might have been treated unfairly to fix that. You know, like Nene was saying, it was like racist and all that kind of stuff. Candy would know how it feels and be able to fix some of those little issues that people had. So I can see that. Okay.
And Candy Yams, I think, would make the conflict make sense. I think if Candy was production, she would have never had like Drew talk to Candy necessarily about the shooting. Like Marlo wouldn't have been coming at Candy this hard. Courtney would. Because Courtney doesn't like Candy. And so she would have been the villain of the friend who would have been asking the uncomfortable questions.
Right.
I feel like Candy has the mindset that when stuff is introduced to the cast, is she gonna tell the right person to say, I want you to talk about this with that, because she understands the ins and outs.
And how to make sense. Yeah.
So my Candy fans, I know y'all thinking, but I like Speak on It, and I don't want Speak on It to go away. Hear me out. I think Speak on It should change into the Watch What's Happening Live for Black franchises, ROAH and Potomac. So I think it would be really, really cute to have former housewives sit down and do a Watch What's Happening Live or Speak on It with our current like housewives and talk about it. It could be Claudia Jordan. It could be Lisa Woull. You could do it every other episode. You could do it
mix in different ones that come
but
back.
Different ones that gives you that nostalgia that will sit with the current cast of ROAH and kind of go over what happened on the show. It could be it's what's happening live, but just for the Black franchises. And the thing about Speak on It is the access that it is on YouTube. So that would mean Bravo needs to give this access on YouTube. Don't have it on Bravo, have it on YouTube, just like Speak on It was. So we call it Speak on It. We let Jamie and the Candy Coated Click produce it and edit it. But the gag is Candy is behind the scenes, but we put our former housewife Cynthia and all of them as the one that's talking about and reviewing it with the housewives, because all of them at this point, most of the former housewives has some type of like what do I want to call it, like training with podcasting or hosting or whatever, that I feel like you can do it. That might be where the former fans get their Nene feed, like their teas, possibly, if Andy allow it, because he's still the showrunner. But
I'm gonna work this out, because some of us just love Nalethea Leaks. Some of us just really love
Nalethea could come on a cute little Speak on It and talk to the former girls about what's happening on the episode. I think that gives the Nene fan base what they're looking for, because Nene is the queen of ROAH. She does give the sound bites and all these different things on the season 1. So if we could compromise with that, I think that gives it with that. Here's my other thought, because I know the Candy fans is still unhappy. Here's my other thought. You can see Candy on screen in 2 options. we can give them a separate escape mini series spinoff season 2. We can call it Understanding Escape because the first one was just kicking it. And now we can follow the 3 girls rebranded because they're still on tour. And we can follow Latasha separately about what is it like rebranding to Gospel from Escape. Now, the only people, listen, Mona, because Mona Scott did that production. Listen, Mona. Do not try to force them together because it's not real. The only person that needs to film with Latasha from Escape is Tiny because Tiny's the only one who has her number. Other than that, we're going to follow them girls separately. But I want to know what's going on with Latasha, what them sales look like. Motown gave her a second chance. What does that look like? Her marriage look like? How is she recovering from the backlash? Follow Latasha over here. Follow the 3 girls over here. And y'all get to see Kandi. Also put Kandi in the game for season 2. That gives y'all the information of what is the aftermath of the shooting. Did you give your people like crisis therapy? Are you changing the way that you hire? Is your security protocol changing? That gives y'all what y'all want to see with the OLG Blaze situation. Just bring back Kandi in the game. Now, and I feel like Kandi can give more with that because Kandi is literally touring with Escape. I know that those issues with Escape ain't just go away because Latasha gone. How is Tamika dealing with it? What's Tiny doing with them goddamn charges? You know what I mean? Like some of the relief might have happened, but there's still some residues.
Now Tamiko singing on her parts, like that's a lot. Like it's a lot that goes with changing it too. How does that work? Like when y'all rearranging the songs, y'all rearranging ad libs, are y'all gonna record something new? Like all of that. I want to know
all of that. And we not gonna sit here and act like y'all couldn't keep management. So is the management issue fixed now that Latasha's gone?
Right.
I want to see the business of it. I want to see who's in charge of the girls now that Latasha's gone.
Let's be clear. She's saying an Escape spinoff. We don't want Escape touring with SWV.
No, that's over.
My queens deserve better. Okay, so I just
SWV is on tour with Jodeci. This is strictly another mini series, maybe 5 to 8 episodes of what is give it a name of whatever their song is. I thought about Understanding or Who Can I Run To, whatever, Escape. And let's talk about where they are right now, where that goes. So that allows people to see Kandi outside of ROAH because she's really grown out of ROAH.
And true Kandi fans aren't just going to support her with ROAH. If you're a true Kandi fan, you can buy concert tickets. If you're a true Kandi fan, you can see her on some of the TV shows and the movies and the plays that she's doing. Like ROAH is not supposed to be where you stay and you stuck forever. It's a stepping stone to the next level. I feel like Kandi has reached her next level.
We're not gonna sit here and act like Kandi is not one of Bravo's favorites.
Yeah.
So Bravo
like you said, for Kandi to step up as a producer and be able to help with the girls and just change the whole dynamic. You know, like it would really be something different. We would really get something different because she has the experience as a housewife, as someone that had to deal with this stuff versus just a producer, some entitled rich person that's picking scenes and putting people in awkward, positions. She can make it more authentic for us.
Correct.
It's gotta be good.
And she knows people. So I feel like she knows the tea. So she can say, I want your storyboard to follow these types of things.
Right.
I think she's more respected. And Kandi is Atlanta. I think she knows the people. I think she'll do great with casting. I think y'all need to let Kandi elevate to executive producer with her production team with Todd and give it a go. The worst that can happen is your motherfucking ratings look like this.
The only thing with Kandi is Kandi's going to have to understand being biased because Kandi also hold grudges. Kandi, if she don't like somebody, she don't like them, she don't rock with you, she don't rock with you. You can't just cast all your friends. You know what I mean? Because then we're not going to get.
What I'm gonna help her with because I have the idea of casting for
already.
Yams. Because what we're not gonna do, Candy Yams, is look like a Kandi show. Like,
Right.
it can't be a candy show.
Right.
We gotta make motherfucking sense
That's
around
what I meant.
here,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know if
Okay.
you're executive producer where you you already got the cast together.
I have a tentative cast, but I'm open for suggestions.
Okay.
So the person I think that definitely needs to hold a peach is Monyetta.
Okay. Well, I got
Monyetta.
There we go.
Yes, ma'am. Monyetta got this little cute little sexy white husband. But if you didn't know Monyetta was the ex of Neo. Monyetta also kind of talks to Crystal, which is Neo's, current, like, coming up ex-wife. I think that would be a good dynamic to see about that. Monyetta's cool with Kenya, like, authentically. So, like, that dynamic would also work. So I want to see more about Monyetta and her friends. Monyetta is also friends with Miss Tori Hart.
That's who I would like to see.
So Tori, I want to see what's going on with Tori. I want to know more about Tori. I think Tori Hart would be great, and Monyetta already knows Tori, so I think that would be a really good matchup for her. I also would like to see
Tori Hart. Yeah, y'all know Tori Hart is the ex-wife of Kevin Hart. Yeah. So
I think
we've seen her once with it was like a something exes. You remember what was the name of the show? Because she was on there before with oh gosh, who was she? It was Usher's ex-wife. It was CeeLo's ex-wife, and it was Tori Hart. It was a nice little show of the ex-wives, and we got to see Tori Hart a little bit on that show. And I feel like the show just didn't make it, and we weren't able to continue. I don't know what happened to my girl. She gone. But yeah, okay. So anyway, that is why I would say Tori Hart definitely, because she was on the. I don't know what the name of the show was. I kind of want to Google it real quick, y'all. It was like Hollywood Exes. What was the name of the show? Hollywood. Let me see. Old TV show with Tori Hart. What was the name of the show? It had Tori Hart, Tamika Foster, Atlanta Exes. It was on VH1 in 2014. Atlanta Exes. Okay. And it was a spinoff, I guess, of Hollywood Exes. Okay, remember that show Hollywood Exes with Nicole Murphy and Princess X? Right. So it was one that was in Atlanta, and it had Tori Hart, Tamika Foster,
and the rest of them.
And it had CeeLo's ex-wife and Prince's ex-wife. Was it Prince's ex-wife was in the other one? But yeah, it had these ex-wives of people, and Tori Hart was on that. So yeah, we could see Tori Hart. We can get more information because it didn't last that long, and I really wanted to know Tori's business at the time too. And
I wanted to see that. Now, shout out to some of my favorite YouTube content creators. They thought about Tori Hart, and I totally support that. So this part is me collaborating with some of the people I see. Now, the Candy Yams was my idea.
Okay.
Executive EP, we can take her off of ROAH. Okay. So after Tori, I don't know how people gonna feel about this. I don't know. But I really want one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas to come to the forefront. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. This is a tribe of like 55 kids. One of them has to live or want to relocate to Atlanta because Wildin' Out is done in Atlanta for a live studio audience. One of them stays there. And I don't want to pick me. I want that one. I don't remember which baby mama it was that was upset she didn't have a nanny. I don't know if she gonna be the one. I don't know if it's gonna be like maybe Jessica White, I think is her name. That
Jessica White and him didn't have any kids.
No, but she had 2 miscarriages with him.
Okay.
What I want to see is that Nick kind of presents this 12 children tribe like he can run it. Like, you know, like we have issues, but we can work it out. And I'm here. I want the rebellious baby mama who come to the forefront and give us the tea. Because
I want that just because Nick somehow is able to keep, like, when you said Nick Cannon, I like Googled it and I was like, oh, she got 12 kids. I remember 8. I don't remember when these last ones popped up, but I remember 8 kids, right?
12.
So he has 12 now. I need there.
See,
listen,
somebody got to come to the forefront.
Yeah, like it is not peaches and roses. It's not.
It can't be. And here's my thing that people forget, because they be like, these baby mamas signed up for this. Like 6 of them were born in the same year.
Yeah.
Like there was sets of twins and all of that. And Nick Cannon knows Kandi. And Nick has said that at one point he didn't tell his baby mamas that another kid was coming up, because he was waiting for that baby mama to want to announce it. And he said that he did a misstep with that, because that's what we started seeing on them baby shower pictures.
Yeah.
So somebody in that tribe did not know that 25 kids was coming, and I want her.
I think maybe like baby mama number 2 or 3, right? Like, I don't necessarily know, and I'm gonna have to seriously go down the rabbit hole.
Brittany, I remember 2. 2 was Brittany, because they already had a little boy, I think, and they had Queen.
The first mother of his kids is Mariah Carey. She ain't signed up for none of this.
We're not putting Mariah on this mess. But the second one is Brittany, and Brittany and him have either 2 or 3 kids together.
Do they have twins?
I don't know if it should be Brittany, but I truly think that some of these baby mamas didn't know what they were fully signing up for.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And I want the one. I don't want the pick me. I don't want the one that's holding hands. I want the one that said this is bullshit. I think that that's gonna be interesting. So I want one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas. I sent Kandi like a graphic of all the motherfuckers on there, because I don't care which one. Listen, interview all of them. I want to know which one is ready for the smoke, because this shit right here, I need to know how this operates. I want to know, and this is
that's 5. Is it only 5 women?
Yeah, he only has like, out of 12, he only has like 5 or 6 baby mamas, because some of them had sets of twins. I think he has 2 sets of twins.
Because Mariah's in this one. Mariah's in this picture.
Well, we know Mariah is not about to play with us, but the other one of them wants to. And the crazy part is, when I was looking at some of his baby mamas, like, I didn't look at all 6 or 7 of them, but a lot of them have like, they're not like just Instagram models. They're not like Drake's. I'm so sorry. They're not like Drake's baby mama, who was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, a lot of them are very smart, articulate, have things going on. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, some of them are educated. Like, I think one of them is like, I don't know, one of them have higher education. I want to know how you signed on to this and what all did you know. I think that would be
have a Surviving Nick Cannon docuseries. That's gonna come out eventually, like maybe like 20 years from now. Surviving Nick Cannon.
Surviving Nick Cannon. I want to know what the fuck that looks like. I want, and this is where production matters. And I think Kandi gets asking the right questions in confessionals, where you start to ask things that kind of like give all of the things. Did you know, when you signed up to this, that there was other baby mamas? Do you regret being in this situation? This is where the confessionals kind of loop some of the things in. Is Nick Cannon as present as you need him to be with your child? Like, I think Nick Cannon, one of them 20 baby mamas, step forward, because I want to know your story of surviving Nick Cannon in a sense of not necessarily him doing sexual abuse, but just him and his narcissistic traits that he agreed that he had on Kandi's speak on it, or on that note, he said he had narcissistic traits. I want to know what that looks like. And so I want one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas on there. I also want, because this divorce just happened in 2022, I want to know Big Boy's ex-wife, Big Boy's from Outkast, Sherlita. Y'all were married for 20 years. Come to the forefront of Atlanta here. Tell me what happened. I want to know what happened. 20 years. I want to know what happened. I think she would be an amazing component to the cast. I'm sure they know her because Atlanta ain't nothing but this big with this many people. So I know that Monyetta or somebody knows her to make it authentic, and I want
Monyetta probably know her because she was with Neo, she was with Big Boy. Monyetta,
yeah, like I know that they all probably know each other.
And Candy probably know her. For real, Big Boy and Candy.
I want to know what happened.
Okay.
I want to know what happened. I think this is really good. Let me
too.
look at my notes. Who else did I send you? And then I think there was one more other person. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
After that I would like to see.
There you go.
Well, okay, so listen here, because I know people have to flip a table. I think because okay, so now we're going to friends of the cast. Okay, Janine Ma. I have decided to make a supporting friend of the cast because I want to know how they eat her ass up on the internet and if she can handle it. She married to Jeezy. She didn't want kids. She do want kids. She had. I think having her, I'm interested. I also think being a good supporting cast of a friend to the show is an opportunity for if somebody F up and we don't want them, that the friend comes forward. I think Janine Ma, I want to see how it is raising this black baby with a touch of Asian. I want to see.
Her mother's gonna take over the show, and we're gonna like her more than anybody.
I don't know, but I want to see, and I want to see how that goes. Another supporting cast, a friend to the show that gives y'all nostalgia frill is Sheree Riffield. She can go ahead and because this is the thing with Sheree. Sheree does not give you storyline, and she ain't gave y'all storyline in a very long time. But one thing Sheree is really good at is passing bones and telling people what people done said. And Sheree has a really like it gives Sheree that balance. Maybe they'll cut you a check to pay for Chateau Sheree, but also you're not required to give us a real storyline as a friend to the show, right? So we're not following you in no fake ass goddamn relationship with Martell Holt and this she by nothing and all that type of stuff. You ain't gotta do that. You could do what's best and flip flop and carry bones around and do what is necessary for the authentic conflict to happen. Sheree needs to be friends of the show. Janine Ma needs to be a friend of the show. And I feel like that will work. Did I go through everybody? Because
you did. You just got it. Now we got to host our reunion. And
okay,
then
so here's the thing. This ain't me, Andy. I ain't got nothing. Well, I do got something to do with this, but I don't have nothing to do with this. Y'all know that all of the black audience hates you hosting the black franchises. That's what the word on the curb is saying. They don't particularly care for you hosting ROAH and Potomac. Now, considering that ROAH and Potomac is the only two black casts out of the whole Housewives universe, hear me out. I think we need a new host. And my two hosts, I would do two, a host and a co-host. The first one is the Gag of Memes, a wonderful actress. She has hosted TV shows. She's been a judge on Legendary. She just gets it. She's a fan of Zeus reality TV as well as Housewives, and that's Miss Keke Palmer. Keke is gonna Keke the girls.
Yes, she will.
I think Keke would be an amazing host with, hear me out, because I know y'all beefing. I know y'all beefing, Andy, but push your beef to the side. Push your pride to the side. This next person to host with Keke has been following Housewives for decades and has been blogging before blogging existed and really understands the ins and outs of Housewives. I know y'all got beef, but hear me out because we already can't get Nene back.
Right.
Least you can give us is be Scott. Scott, she's going with Keke. If they could host Atlanta and Potomac, I really think we have something.
I think B. Scott would give us the mess that we need, like holding them accountable and asking those questions that we want to know. I think Kiki would give us respectable, you know what I mean? Because she's a very respectful young lady. She's going to respect them as elders if they're older than her, but she's also young enough to challenge you and be like, okay, now wait a minute, hold on.
She's going to give you a meme somewhere.
She's gonna be like, now auntie, hold on, auntie, because you know I love you, right? But
right, like, because you know I'm a mother, because that's her new thing. I'm a mother too. I'm a mother, Kenya. But let's talk about it, right? So, like, I think the balance of those two would be amazing. You have the millennial, so you got a younger kind of generation on up. Now, you know, listen, like I said, I'm open to suggestions because there's a couple of people in Atlanta I would love to see. I would love to see Sierra and Russell.
But they're not in Atlanta.
Sierra lived in Atlanta.
No, they're Broncos now. They're in Denver, right?
She can move back to Atlanta for the show. Kenya did it. She was in LA and moved to the show. I know.
I would say yes. I would, because I'm a Sierra and Russell fan. I've been standing for them since they got together because they was getting so much hate. However, the Housewives of Atlanta do be like relationship downers sometimes, and I won't see Sierra and Russell to stay together, so I might not use them.
I think that the only cracks that can really happen is the cracks that are already there. They can only shine the light on what is already there. And I would love to see Future pissed off on tweeting. So I'm open to Sierra Russell because she grew up in Atlanta. I'm open to Ludacris's wife. I can't pronounce her name. I'm open to her coming back. RL's wife coming. I mean, we have so many people in Atlanta. I am also open to like Monica coming as a cameo friend to the show. She's done reality TV. She's Atlanta. Like I'm open to her coming. As long as we have a millennial audience, so anywhere between 27 and like 40,
yes, like
as on the show. And then I put a real controversial person, but I unsent it. In Atlanta, but I really want to understand because she a Gen Zer, y'all. But I really want to understand Marcus Houston and that little girl.
Oh, no.
That little girl Maya. I want to understand.
No. I mean, I put them on a different show, not the Housewives of Atlanta, but I would put them on the show because I'm nosy.
I put it on there because at this point, Atlanta needs something. With them 30+-year-olds.
Well, you know what? Technically, like, she is a housewife. Like,
she's actually a wife. I would love to see Maya come to the forefront and try to explain to us how that man got you and how y'all know each other.
She's not old enough. She's not old enough to be able to catch the way they would ask them questions. Like them veterans
playing with Gen Zs, them little motherfuckers got a smart ass mouth.
No, smart mouths is one thing, like, but being clever enough to catch somebody like Kenya, that's gonna be extremely shady, and she has these years of wisdom ahead of you of her practicing this shade. You're just not going to be able to catch it. And Kenya will chew that girl up.
However, when we talk about the new generation of ROAH, which is how we kind of like brand it, she would be the next generation of ROAH. Gen Z's would be up next. I think she's like 20 or 21. I think that whoo, having that little girl in there to shake it up. Girl, the reads they would give that little TikTok girl, because they'd be like, that's a generation of TikTok, ain't it? Girl, I'd be riding down a wall. She could bring her little friend to the show, whoever that.
They wouldn't even mess with her. They'd be too busy asking about her husband. Where's your husband? Let me talk to him. But then we get that, like, because you're just a child.
Marcus Houston would have to film. He would have to film because you're required. Your husband. We need to see you. You would have to film. I think she could be a contender. I'm sure people would be shaking the table like, I don't want no pedophile on here, but I want him to take the pedophile. I want that recorded for documentation. You know what I'm saying? I want to let Raz be no, I see you, we see us.
Yeah.
As Kandi said, we see each other. Okay. I'm not opposed to like a 20-year-old housewife. I'm not, because that would be the new veteran when Kenya and Portia pass the torch. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Now that kind of reminds me of Potomac and Ashley and Candace coming on, because they kind of gave that young
Yeah.
when they first
and Portia was young when she came on.
Portia was like 30 something when she first started.
30 something, but
like
they were like 31.
Her. But like Ashley was like 24. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. It was like she came young.
Now, Potomac, I ain't even gonna hold you. I haven't wrapped my mind around that revamp that needs to happen. But ROAH, we have so many celebrity wives that this doesn't make sense that we're here. Yeah. I really think if they consider my offer and allow production to be like, I really think Kandi and Todd can do that. I really think Kandi needs to elevate, and she can either co-produce with Eric Fuller or they can do it themselves. But she's the highest paying housewife, and she's a friend of Bravo, and that's her next step up. And her and Andy have a really good working relationship where Andy needs to go ahead and understand that Kandi can produce, because she could listen. Kandi can come up with a show idea. I think with working with a Black woman, you could probably bring back Dallas with a whole bunch of Black housewives, including Claudia Jordan, that I think lives in Dallas now. You can look at New Orleans. You can do Detroit or Chicago. You can come up Midwest, and Kandi can help with that because she worldwide, bitch.
So, quick recap, y'all, before we wrap up, because I want to make sure we just get this all together. With the new Housewives of Atlanta, pitched by my girl Karma Fox, okay? OG housewife will be Kenya Moore.
Yes.
And then we would bring back Portia.
Yes.
We would have new housewife be Tori Hart. We would have the ex-wife of, is these pictures cut off, y'all? Can y'all see them?
Yep, we can see them.
Okay. We have ex-wife of Big Boy. One of the messiest of all, Nick Cannon's baby mama. We need the messiest one that they got, okay? The one that's the rebellious one. We're going to have Moneta be casted as an actual housewife and not a friend. And then we're going to have a couple of friends. We're going to have new friend Jenny Mai come in. We're going to see how that works.
But she's just a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She'll probably be a little peaceful friend. And then we got Sheree who's going to be the messy friend. Exactly.
It's a good balance.
Yeah, it's a good balance. And then we're going to have produced the Burris Tucker couple. Going to produce it with co-producer.
Or without. With or without.
Okay.
I'm just being nice.
If it's with Eric Fuller, would he have to step down, or would they be on equal plane?
That sounds like something between Kandi and her lawyers and the Kandi Code Click. I listen, I'm really just adding him in there to be nice.
Because Candy's a headliner.
Period. We didn't know that. The Kandi gonna ask for the bigger check. So if he's okay with that, that's fine. But you know what? Eric can have RHOP, and we can start with Kandi and Todd having ROAH. And if they do good with that, then we can talk about them possibly having Potomac.
Okay. And then we got hosting our reunion shows from now on for the Black franchise, Keke Palmer and Lovely Scott.
Period.
Okay.
It makes sense. Okay. And then we can have the Watch What Happens Live. Andy, you ain't going nowhere. This is where we're going to put you. You can have Vanderpump Rules. You can have that sailboat show you got. You can have Beverly Hills, New Jersey, Salt Lake City, Miami. That can go What Happens Live. But Speak On It will be revamped And in the same platform on YouTube, but we'll have Bravo be able to broadcast it, and we'll bring you some of the OGs that are interviewing the girls from that episode. And this is where maybe our Nene Leakes fans can get it in, and maybe we can have Nene Leakes even come in as one of the guest hosts to interview some of the current housewives and what happened on that show. So we can pay homage to what Nene Leakes has created and lit a torch for. I think this idea is bomb.com.
I do, actually. I'm with it. I feel bad for Married to Medicine because we just left y'all out there. But maybe if we can get
Married to Medicine, I mean, I don't, but they're not in the ROAH universe. Yeah. Like, you know, ROAH is its own Marvel universe. It's a franchise. Married to Medicine is its own thing. And I don't know what Married to Medicine, with Phaedra coming back, I don't really know what they're happening right now. Right, but to be honest, Married to Medicine, views wise, have never been ROAH.
Yeah,
ROAH is like the nucleus of Housewives, and we have to save that by all costs.
Okay,
in my opinion.
All right, so this is out there. Y'all, if y'all agree, I want y'all to comment with the ones you agree with. If you disagree, let us know, and then put in some replacements. So then we might have to come back with another on the table, you know. And
I won't. But here's the non-negotiables: one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas,
yes,
and Big Boy's ex-wife Serlita. I want to know what happened.
Okay. I would also like to keep Kandi and Todd being producers.
Yeah, non-negotiable.
I want Kandi to elevate, and I want Kandi not to elevate and have to go off. I feel like she's earned her right to stick with the Housewives, but let's stick with it behind scenes now. I do.
Yeah, because she's a friend of Bravo, and we have. If you want to see her in front of the camera, we can have her do Escape. She's touring with Escape 3. We can see what that looks like, and we can bring back Kandi in the game for season 2 and the Kandi Coded Click, because Don Juan oversees that. We can give you Kandi in front of the scenes, but I feel like Kandi has outgrown ROAH because she's literally gave y'all every single thing.
Yeah, she gave y'all everything, and I agree.
She gave y'all everything.
So I do want to keep satisfied. So when y'all bring in new stuff, we gonna keep Big Boy's ex-wife, and we gonna keep Nick Cannon's
tribe. One of them tribe members.
Cannon Click, and then we want Kandi and Todd to definitely be behind production. Let Todd work his magic. Let's see what he can do.
Because y'all gonna quit playing with Todd. Mama Joyce and everybody else, y'all gonna quit playing with Todd. Todd can do it. Kandi will help. I think they will be dynamite, and Kandi sees in her mind a bigger bag, a bigger a paycheck, a bigger elevation, more credentials. This will be good.
Okay, there it is. There it is. What time is it? We did it 1:35. I'm about to drink and go to bed. Give me a drink. But thank you guys. We love y'all. Make sure y'all check the links in the bio. I got the links below. I put it in every video so y'all can click, support Karma, grab some journals on Amazon, and I have a book up there on Amazon as well. So when you go to Amazon, you see one, go to one, and then go to the other. You can get my book, take notes, and then put it in Karma's notebook. Okay. We love y'all. Thank you so much, and have a good night.